Hey everyone, welcome to Sims Paradise. This is episode 50, so I do have something really big planned in this episode. Some of it you guys might be thinking it might be a little bit sad, but it will also be um like a crossover event with Sims World in a way, because we'll be heading on over there because Noah has called Nicole and Judas and asked for their help because he knows that Judas is like a god in a sense, because he was an angel at one time. He was also a demon at one time. Judas is very powerful. So the twins have stated that they will watch out over Jack and Azrael, but Jonah and them are heading on over there. So they're going to go ahead and do that now. So Jonah is heading on over, as well as Nicole and Judas. And also, Nicole has called up Lucas as well, even though Lucas is a vampire and they don't really talk anymore. He knows that if she needed his help, he was going to be there for her, and he is going to be there for her as well, because he will be able to provide a little bit more power on the darker side as well. So I'll be back once we get there. Okay, so Sabrina is sleeping, but these guys should all have enough power to cast Morgan away. And Morgan's like, just because a few mortals show up doesn't mean I'm just gonna get up and go. She's like, that's where you're wrong. We're not mortals. And so, one thing though that she is able to do is she is able to get rid of Juna. And so she is going to do what she did to Pepper, but she's going to do it to Jonah as well now. So, okay, so she's pretty much worked her magic on getting rid of Jonah, and that's devastating to Nicole and them, because Jonah was just pretty much given back to them, and that was family, which Judas and them are going to come in, and he is going to go ahead and take care of Morgan now. And Morgan's like, listen, this is my family. And Sabrina's even came in as well to help out. But now's the time that Morgan is going to be taken care of once and for all. These two are really fighting it out now. And I think she's more so focused on Judas, because Judas is the one that really got mad when she got rid of Jonah. These two are full on fighting now. Obviously, Morgan won there, but that's not going to stop them from doing the spell on getting rid of her. And that's something that they needed because of that. And there's actually a ghost here. Who is this? Macy Wilder. But that's because of the haunted trait here. But anyways, Morgan is now pretty much like really weak because of that. And now it would be the great time to set the spell done to send her away forever. So they've locked her in this room. They've actually taken her back to her house. They've locked her in this room and have decided now that they are going to go ahead and just punish her a little bit and see if she will stop being the darkness type of thing. And it seems as if it still didn't work though, because she still wants to do things wrong. And so Judas has decided that even if he has to die, he's always can be resurrected, but he's going to stay in there and make sure that she gets burned. So he has decided to do it, and he's pretty much bursted her into flames. But like I said, even if he has to die, he has decided that is how things are going to have to do it. And this was actually not to, but he has fallen asleep outside, luckily safe. But he has stated Morgan has proven that she's not going to pretty much turn her ways around. So he has decided that Hell's Fire should be the way that she dies. Jack and them are off to school. But he has decided that this is probably the best way to end the darkness once and for all. And now that he knows that she's gone, he's going to extinguish the flames. But the darkness has ended. The darkness is no more, thanks to Judas. But I think that Nicole, even though she did originally have the plan on doing what Judas did, she did not want Judas to do it that way. Like, she originally had that plan to do it that way, but she changed her mind. But Judas went through with it his own way then, and she's gone forever now, unable to come back and wreak her havoc ever again. And he's just going to straight up banish her spirit to the netherworlds, to where she can never return to us ever again. We did sadly end up losing Jonah, though, as well as Pepper in the Sims World episode. But ultimately, everybody seemed safe now. And I don't think that a lot of the people are really too worried about it, because of who Morgan really was. Because that wasn't the Morgan that everybody knew and grew up with. That was the dark side of Morgan that didn't really care what she had to do. But ultimately, and then she's just going to get her thing straight up destroyed, to where she can never, ever come back. And this little room here, I'm actually going to keep it, because it's actually going to eventually be a garage. But, like a little mini garage type thing. But anyways, that is the end of the darkness once and for all. But I also had something else planned in this episode, and that revolves around Judas and Nicole. But Judas is a little bit tired right now, as well as Nicole is. So I can't do that till morning, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so he's given her a rose with a note that says, I want to ask you a question, and it's going to cause some major changes in me that I want to no longer be an angel or all that, because if an angel or a demon marries a human, they will lose all their powers. And Nicole's like, I can't let you do that. I I just can't let you do that. So at this time, I don't know what to do. I would say no for the. So she said no to the proposal right now because she doesn't like. She feels like it. She feels like she doesn't want him to lose everything, and it's really late, so that's why everyone's kind of like falling asleep in on the ground. But he she doesn't want him to lose his powers, so that's why she doesn't want that to happen. But that, I think, is ultimately going to happen eventually. But she just kind of feels like she doesn't want him to lose his powers because she's made that promise to his mom a little while ago that she would look out over him and all that, and make sure that his best interest is in that. And so, plus, she's lost a lot of people today. She's lost her father, which she just recently got back. So that's why as well. So only time will tell what will happen, but I'll be back in just a bit. So we're out here at Romantic Hills, which is a location you guys might remember from Ace and Noah's wedding. But we brought Judas has brought Nicole out here to try the proposal in a little bit of more romantic way, and saying, "Listen, I don't want to spend my life with anybody else, even if it does giving up my powers. And I know that you said no before, but I wanted to ask you here because this is the most beautiful place, and I wanted to ask you because you're the most beautiful woman. So over the next couple days, he will end up losing his powers and become a full mortal, and that is okay because these two are now engaged to be married. And now they're going to go down here and dance a little bit. That'll be really sweet, like to memorize the event. So I thought that'd be a really sweet way for them to get a little bit of time before the kids have to go into school. Um, well, he's dancing anyways. She has decided that she's going home because it's cold, but which is fine. So I might as well just send them both home. Plus, I think she's a little bit worried about leaving the baby alone for so long. So anyways, with that said, that's all I had for you guys in this episode. I know I said that this was a big episode, which it kind of was, but there's also just one small thing that will be happening once we get home. But then that's about it. But that small thing is that Judas, however, is not going to be able to make it home. He is going to freeze to death. And that's really sad because they just got proposed. And so that's the way I plan things out. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace.